Hi, you guys. I was just doing the little ritual with the Palo Santo, which I love. It just sort of indicates a need, indicates that this space is both physical and metaphysical. And but I noticed, it's the holiday time. Things go crazy for me. I mean, whatever sense of control I had just goes out the window. And trying to get decorations down from the loft. And anyway, as I was blessing the table, I bless the table, I bless myself, I bless the cards, I bless Rue, I bless anything I can think of. And I realized the table is just covered with like Christmas cards and other tarot decks that have, laundry. But I thought, bless the laundry, bless this mess. It isn't only the you know, perfectly perfect little thing that we think is worthy of being holy. So I blessed the laundry as well as the camera and the cards and the whole, why stop? Why exclude the things of our daily lives that are inevitably there, for all of us? Anyway, I think those can be holy as well. I mean, that's the best raw material, it seems to me, for seeing all of your actions as sort of sublime. Good girl, stay, go on, keep moving. Thank you. The yoga of the householder kind of idea. So I thought I would, lend a little bit of organization to the spread, although I'm sure I will, immediately branch off. I mean, that's highly possible. But I thought the first card, and I'm just going to lay them all down, at least at first without clarifying. First card is the energy of some relationship you have in mind. Then 2 cards for 2 different possible trajectories, where we're going, where we could go. And then blocks, a couple cards for blocks, and then a couple cards for advice from spirit. I think a max of 3 spirit. So, because I want to keep this kind of tight. The other thing I'd written down is, I was curious about the root meaning of the word compromise. And it's when 2 people accept something in the middle, something slightly or perhaps quite a lot different from what they really want. So nobody's getting exactly what they want. There's this sense of, okay, meet you halfway, but there's possibly, oh, this is cool. This is from my sister. The acorn, the seed of something really big. So it entails a disappointment on both sides in order to meet in the middle. And I guess we're very often kind of charged with trying to find that point we will not pass. This is something I won't compromise on. That really changes the dynamic. So, with all that in mind, whatever I just said, here's the energy of the relationship. And they're all going to come, off the bottom here. Well, 8 of Pentacles. It's a relationship in 3D, and it takes a lot of work. Pentacles energy, what's real and what you put your time and effort into. And this is time and effort put in. It is a bit, this is a card of mastering the craft, but it also seems to me because they're all the same, there's a bit of, bless Rue, there's a bit of losing something in the realm of creativity in order to produce a lot of these things. So maybe that's the compromise between kind of spontaneous creativity and a kind of stamping it out factory-like, make them all the same impulse. Okay, and the next card was going to be two cards, two possible trajectories. The first of which is sleep on it. It could be. Get an inspiration from a beyond, that you don't work for, Eight of Pentacles. You go into a passive state of receptivity to this, what the universe has to offer. That's one possibility. The other possibility is, that's a trajectory. It's much more active. It involves the two people meeting halfway. And I don't think this is compromise, although it might be. Two people with very different ideas of what love is, or how, different love languages, or how you express it in your life. And this might be also, how do we make it work? That's the energy of the thing. And this I see as kind of letting go of the wheel. Certainly not over controlling it to the point of a degree of passivity versus dogged work. But this is the real option, passivity, or Two of Cups. Connection or disconnect. Oops. Yeah. 10 of Cups. I can see why there was a big don't shuffle message there. That's under Eight of Pentacles. That's the work. How do we get here? Where every cup is filled. Is that even possible? Well, I think it's something you have to continue to work on, almost in a methodical way, which seems almost like contradictory. But, for instance, in a marriage, do both parties have to work on it? One may be working harder than the other. I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm just putting them back in the order there. Yeah, I'm already losing track. But 10 of Cups, that comes under Eight of Pentacles. And, 10 of Cups would take daily effort and time. And also maybe a bit of passivity, like giving it over to this divine energy. Shush, Liza. Under Four of Cups, Hangman. Card of Pisces, of Cups energy. of connection. They're both cards. I mean, I just said something about passivity. In a sense, they're both cards of non-action. But I like the way Hangman, tells us more about the story of Four of Cups. This person with their eyes shut and the cup being offered from beyond. And that's this kind of, I was getting like a dream state. It's a passivity where you're surrendering to information from the divine that will change your perspective. Suddenly, woo, I see it this way now. I feel it this way now. I understand it through my feelings. A different kind of head energy. It's not sword energy. It's watery. And I only say not sword energy because it has to do with with what's going on inside the head, which sword energy addresses in a different way. Last card, Temperance. That's a card of healing. And I'm just thinking I probably totally, yeah, I did. Well, we'll go back and look at the little meanings I assigned things, because that might be relevant later. This is a fire sign of Sagittarius. It's to do with strength, forbearance, courage, and to me, in a relationship, between these two, and between these two energies inside yourself. This is a real meshing of, I was going to say the gears, but it's really not the gears, except there's a little bit of gears element. How do we make it work? How do we keep it fresh? How do we grow over time? How do we keep working at this and not have it become, kind of exhausting? I think love has a whole lot to do with it. Why would we compromise and give up essentially what we really want with any old person? But this is a better spin on compromise, because it's temperance. It's the blend. I'm sorry, it's strength. But it is a kind of blend. And if I said temperance before, it's actually Leo. Sorry, I got to take a swig. Relax, Rue. So this is, there's something courageous about the surrender. It's not like, I surrender, I can't do it, I'm passive, I'm going to take this break, I'll be suspended and not, enter the world. That's not this. This is earth energy. But the work, interestingly, and it's interesting that the work in 3D involves a kind of suspension in the psyche. Hold up. We need to understand this before we get down and re-enter life. Fire energy, life, engagement, life force, drive, passion, creativity. And I said earlier that, there was something about the mundane and the creative. but I think those two are reconciled. You know, when love becomes anchored in 3D, that's when this can happen for all the people involved. Anchor love in 3D. You know, that's fortitude. That's being able to work through something courageously and with the kind of combined effort of these two energies that are at your disposal, both of you. I don't know why I get that. I get like, amen. Say amen, somebody. Okay, now a little wee bit of shuffling. And I wanted to look back at, this was the energy of the relationship. These are the two possible trajectories. And it could be, you know, I'll just envision it. That's all I want to do, is not act on it, but envision it. And this might be, I want to act on it. I'm drawn to do that. Okay. And these are blocks. Expecting too much, or being overwhelmed by feeling too much. Having such high expectations that over time, if we only work on it, you know, we can go from this to this, from the 2 to the 10. It is bigger, stronger connections. And if this is a block as well, it's just hold up there, cowboy. You know, there's a little bit of processing of water energy, because there's a lot of it. You know, we got a pant load, you know, cup loads of water here. A lot of feelings to process, and a lot of ways that this could go, depending on what is worked on and invested in. Advice from Spirit. I think this involves trust, because I do see this as a card of trust. These two trust each other. And this might be the universe saying, have the courage to trust each other. Or trust me, the universe. You know, you need to have the courage, the strength to process your own feelings. Both of you. Because it's a card of both of you. You know, there's a lot to process here. And process isn't quite the right word, but, you know, sometimes we have to sort of immerse ourselves in our emotional states. And not everybody likes to do that. That might involve some kind of compromise. We all do it differently. Different love languages. We work on it differently. But somehow there's a blend here between these two that involves trust, faith, a willingness to surrender, to lose that kind of control. You know, Because in a way, this is control. I'll do it the same way, the same way, the same way, the same way. And there's something that happens in this state of visionary, losing control, taking the lead from outside yourself. Perhaps from the other person through a compromise. Okay, I'm supposed to go on the, okay. Four of Swords. Heal it. It isn't like you do this once and, oh, I've processed my feelings. Now I can pop out and do it all at once. It's something we need to do repeatedly over time to work at it, because new things come up. So the process of healing is continual. Emperor, another 4 card. This is foreign major arcana. Foreign sword energy is a card of healing the mind, basically. Maybe of false beliefs or of anything that was untrue that somebody may have accepted, you may have accepted. There's a need to heal. There's a need to heal. And it's something on divine masculine's part. Doesn't mean the man, it means the one who assumes control. Not really terribly good at compromise, to tell you the truth. We've been getting strength and temperance a lot lately. And this is that, they're both. Temperance speaks to time. And this does too. You see the infinity symbol above her head. It's outside time. Inside and outside, It's a blend of both things. And this is also the courage to heal. The courage to heal. All the things that you feel about this connection. Because if you love somebody a lot, there's going to be the need for a lot of these energies, big energies that you both will have to tap into to achieve this blend, to compromise. And I think we work toward the compromise that gives both parties more and more of what they want, what they really want. But this connection will give both of them more still than what they think they really want. That will somehow be healed, and there'll be increased stability. Emperor. Action taking. A sense of purpose, and this is how we're going to do it. And if it's a compromise, it needs to be both people. And I think that's what this is, healing the blend. Both Emperor and Temperance are fire energies. Healing it. And it really entails both parties compromising, healing the, I do that all the time. If you get into a and important because there's a lot of major arcana energy. So this isn't nothing, this compromise. It's not like, I like chocolate, you like vanilla, I will get the swirly kind. It takes more of this, for sure. And I think we might be talking about a marriage. Or at least a very important relationship that takes time and effort. I think I need one more on this Emperor energy. Well, okay, it's moving forward from that mental, having healed something, we're able to kind of leave that behind and go to a calmer place. I don't think that this compromise will be contentious. Maybe both parties will control themselves and get more than a pittance out of this situation. There's enough to go around and then some, because we've moved forward out of conflict. We've skipped right. This is healing. This is moving forward, and what would come in between is Five of Swords, which is like, a situation where there's a need for answers or communication, and there isn't any. We've skipped over that somehow. Right into moving on. This is a card of Aries. This is a card of moving on with purpose and dedication. Divine Masculine. I can't, I don't see that as a negative energy here. Because it might be like both parties in this temperance energy finding balance, even though one of them is very strong, perhaps stubborn, male or female, big boss, is somehow softened and tempered because that's healed. We've moved on from that. And I don't think it's just one party. I think both parties have, both parties? Both. It has nothing to do with legalese. I'm hearing that. Both parties are moving on. And I think this, in this case, implies together. And there's this protecting the baby business. Let's protect the baby. And the baby might not be a literal baby. It's what's between these two people, the connection itself. Let's protect the connection by moving on from the clash. Heal it. And the healing may have involved some degree of, of separation. But heal it, have the courage to heal it. And I don't see a lot of hurt feelings on the board, but I do see a kind of inaction twice over. I think I've overstated the trouble in this. I've looked at it with a pessimistic eye. Flip the script. All right, you guys. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I found a note here to somebody named Ryan, and this was from, I think, maybe even weeks, maybe months ago. This individual donated $25 through PayPal, and somehow, that has his last name on it. I don't know if I've ever responded properly and thanked him. I may be missing things. So, if I don't comment back or whatever it is, I'm trying to make up for it. I don't know if Ryan will ever hear this, but here's a shout out to you, Ryan. That was so generous, and I don't think I even said thank you. But I'm saying it now. So maybe time is not a big factor in this. I don't know. Here's looking at you, kid. Till next time.